Hey, thinking about joining my hike, huh? All right, I get it. I'm thinking about joining it too. It's a little overcast here. I'm not sure if we're gonna get rained out or not today, but I think we should still hike anyway. And we need the rain. People always say that, no matter where it rains. They say, ah, we needed the rain. They never say that with tornadoes, though. Yeah, we needed that tornado. We had too much trailer trash around here. All right, grab your protein pill, put your rain cap on. We're going for a hike. Tagging along with me today is someone that I've known from the stand-up comedy world. So funny, hilarious. You may also know him as a cast member on the Emmy Award-winning show Silicon Valley. And most recently, he wrote this hilarious and moving film with his wife Emily that was Oscar-nominated for the Best Original Screenplay, The Big Sick. It's a great film. You gotta see it if you haven't. He's a busy man, but he's found time to hike with us today. Let's join Kumail Nanjiani. Am I pronouncing it correct? Kumail Nanjiani.
Yes, that's right.
Okay.
I don't, I've learned to be not too precious about it.
Sure.
As long as, if they're trying, I don't care if you say my name wrong. I've heard my name wrong all kinds of ways. But you know what's weird? When people are like, I don't know what last name, and I say Nanjiani, I say, it sounds Italian, Nanjiani, and they always remember it.
Oh, that's a good way to do it.
I don't know why, because I think they see all those letters and they're like, oh my God, they're intimidated by it, but
Yeah.
you just say it's Italian, you know Italian people, then they're like, okay, I can handle it, because my name is pronounced exactly as it's spelled.
Right.
There's no real curveballs in it.
So Kumail is probably the more difficult name to say.
Yeah, because people will say Kumail, Camille.
It's like you've got Kumail.
Exactly.
Do you wear cologne?
Do I wear cologne?
Yeah.
I don't. But it's funny you say that. In Pakistan, everybody wore cologne. And my dad had 50 of them. And
Yeah.
he would always get me cologne for birthdays and stuff. And I was like, I just never used it.
What is the popular cologne in Pakistan? What's it called?
Well, back then it was Cool Water. You remember Cool Water?
No.
That was, I think it's, I don't know, and CK1. It's the same ones here. You just get more, you can get knockoff ones there, but also the real thing, yeah. Do you wear cologne?
No, I don't, but I have a drawer full of colognes. And a lot of them are really outdated. And
Can colognes get outdated? Are there smells that go out of fashion? It's not like,
well, no,
it's not like clothes.
It's embarrassing because I had just a bunch of colognes in my drawer, and I don't know, a while back I put on a couple of dabs because I didn't have time to shower,
Yeah.
And I get there, and my friend goes, "Who's wearing CK21?"
Oh, wow.
It's Calvin Klein.
They
I guess
knew.
from the 80s or 90s or something.
Yeah, that must have been the 90s.
My father was an Old Spice guy.
What do you mean Spice Guy? Old
You don't know
Spice
Old
Guy.
Spice?
Yeah, I thought you said he was an Old Spice guy?
Yeah.
I thought you said he was an Old Spice guy. It's like, oh, he was in the
Like the
spice trade?
Yeah.
No, he used to sell turmeric and
Yeah.
fenugreek, all that stuff.
Well, you know a lot of spices. I could only name Old Spice. Really, is the only spice I know. Are you a long shower guy or a short shower? In and out.
Not in and out. I feel bad because I'm wasting water, but it just takes me a while to get through everything.
Well, maybe you wouldn't be wasting so much water if you also drank it as you were showering. That way you wouldn't have to drink water throughout the day.
That's very smart. While you're showering, you're just facing up and...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know why I don't trust the water coming out of the shower head. This one time the shower was clogged. This was years ago.
Yeah.
And then finally got to, I opened it, and there was a massive dead cockroach in there. And everything, I was just showering, filtered through a dead cockroach corpse. So since then I have never drank water in the shower.
I was wondering why you smelled like a cockroach today.
That's my cologne.
Okay.
It was big in the 90s.
You did The Big Sick.
Right.
Congratulations. It was a huge movie. And I was so excited for you because, as a stand-up, that's like a dream for a lot of stand-ups is to kind of write their own film and
Yeah.
based on their experience.
Yeah.
You were a huge fan, I read, of Hugh Grant.
Yes. Yeah.
If given the option, when you were about to shoot The Big Sick, Hugh Grant came in and said, "I'd love to do this film," instead of you,
Oh, no way.
So you're not that big a fan.
Fuck off, you, Grant.
So for the people that haven't seen the film, and there's very few,
Why have they not seen it?
people are out of town.
Just, there are movies out of town. Put it on your laptop. Bring it with you.
It's like when people don't call you back, they say, sorry, man, I was out of town.
Yeah.
What?
They don't
You got
have
a
cell phone signals? I do that too all the time. Oh, I just got back into town.
Yeah.
Sorry.
We had no cell phone reception outside
Yeah.
Los Angeles. What was your girlfriend at the time, who's now your wife, what was the sickness?
So she has a very rare condition called adult onset Still's disease. It's a
Never heard of it.
No, it's very small. It's a genetic condition. It's called a disease, but it's not really a disease. It's a genetic condition. She's born with it. She doesn't have lupus, but her disease is sort of in that family.
Yeah.
So she's sort of done work with them.
Has she been well since?
Yeah, she's really good. She's doing really, really well.
If you had an option, I know you're from Pakistan. Sometimes people think you're from India, correct?
Certainly.
If you had a choice, would you rather be a huge star in Bollywood or just a working actor in Hollywood?
Oh, wow. My God, look at that bud. That's a cool looking bud. That's cool. I feel pretty lucky to be able to do what I get to do here. I wouldn't really want to change very much. I would love to be able to continue this, so.
Just think, Bollywood.
I know,
Limos.
they've murdered people and gotten away with it. I'm not joking.
Really?
There are huge Bollywood stars who have murdered people who are still huge movie stars. It would be like if, who's the biggest star here?
You.
It would be like if The Rock killed somebody and his movie still opened at number 1.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't change anything. I'm happy. I'm happy here.
Yeah, you're happy with what you have.
It's also, it's a little window right now where I'm lucky and it can go away too. The next thing doesn't do well and then suddenly nobody cares.
That's the price that comes with this business.
Yeah.
You could have really high highs and people are thinking, wow, he's so lucky. But then it could be gone.
Oh.
Like,
It can go so quickly, and it's always about the next thing. Like as soon as we did the Big Sick, when we were doing the tour, people were like, "So what's next?" Like, we just did this. Did this look easy? It took years.
Were you surprised at how well it did?
Yeah. It's really beautiful here.
Thanks.
Oh, you made this?
Well,
You-
sort of. Hey, what's up?
Oh.
Big star here.
Does that happen a lot to you? People
Just the last one
recognize you?
stretch right here.
You paid that guy?
Hey, what's up?
Oh.
Hey, what's up? What don't people know about you? What are you hiding?
What am I hiding? Kevin,
Do you take long naps?
I collect. I did start collecting, because I'm a big, I like sci-fi and horror and video games and stuff.
Really?
So I collect, I do collect action figures.
You really?
See, this is what I was afraid of.
No, I think that's great.
Why are you, yeah.
No, it keeps you off the street. I like it.
I do collect them. I have like 2 shelves that are allowed in our house to have that stuff, and I buy one every now and then I'll have to move one into storage, like move it into the closet.
That's your storage?
Yeah, my storage is just a closet right next to it. I'll tell you the newest one I bought. I bought this Ninja Turtle action figure set from the original movie. So I got 4 of those, and they are gorgeous. They look just like the movie. And I take them out of the box. Some people collect like that. I don't. I like to touch them and.
You play with them?
And then you asked, so I'll say I try and nap almost every day if I can.
Yeah.
The other thing is, I try and change my socks halfway through the day too, just get a fresh start going.
That's weird.
It's not
the
weird.
Collecting the
It
action
really...
dolls is not
Huh?
weird, but the changing socks.
Yeah.
Einstein never wore socks.
Really?
Yeah. 70?
Oh, it's a selfie stick.
He's recording himself.
He's recording himself, he said.
How crazy is it when some little kid comes up to get your autograph and they don't even know who you are?
That happens if someone recognizes you and gets a selfie, then other people want to do selfies even if they don't know who you are. And it happens a lot with kids. This is what I've noticed about kids. Like 7th graders, 8th graders, they are so much more confident now, I feel. I've never felt that confident. Like kids will just come and be like, hey, we're doing a picture. I'm like, I haven't ever talked to someone that authoritatively in my life. I feel like kids must
I
be
know.
the internet or
I
something.
know. They don't
They're
even
so-
ask. Oh, they go, I need a picture.
Yeah,
That's,
well,
like,
I don't
annoying.
like that. I don't like when they grab you. You get grabbed. I mean, listen, no complaints. It's great. It's great when. And I like if people come up and say something as long as they're nice, and most people are nice.
Yeah. Would people from Pakistan or from high school be surprised that you grew up to be a comedian?
Yeah, I was very, very shy, very quiet.
Why
My
is
parents
that?
are the most surprised people.
Why are so many comedians coming from that shy background?
Were you shy?
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense, right? I think if you're really shy, then when you're talking, you really think about it and you want it to be right because you're not really talking all the time. So you have to really put effort and intentionality into it. And I think that's what comedians are, right? Like we put effort into what we're gonna say. So I think being a shy kid in school is actually good training for it, where it's like, okay, I'm gonna say this thing and it's gonna be, this thing's really gonna work, you know?
Yeah.
You're not just sort of talking all the time because I had no confidence. So I think that might be it. It's also when you're quiet, I think you're just looking around and observing and noticing stuff a lot more because not really participating it as much, which is also sad. But that's what I was. I wasn't participating.
How often would you hear that? Kumail, would you like to participate? Have you always been a big feel-good movie guy?
No, I love depressing stuff.
You like the
actually.
feel-bad movies?
I like feel bad movies and I like feel bad songs.
Oh, nice, man.
I like all the depressing stuff.
They should have like the opposite of a comedy club.
A tragedy club?
Tragedy club.
Just isn't that the blues, like a blues club?
Maybe, but you just go in there, you sit, there's a 5-drink minimum, and you listen to people just tell sad stories.
I honestly think that would genuinely be good. People all getting together and just telling depressing, sad stories about themselves, make you feel better, make you feel more connected too. You
Yeah.
feel better because you're like, oh, at least not as bad as that guy.
I know.
But also like, hey, we all go through shit. Let's try and
And then right
Not-
next door, there's a comedy club,
and then there's a comedy
just
club.
to kind of clean your palate.
Yeah.
You went to school, you got a double major in computer science, I guess, and philosophy, right?
Right. Yeah.
I understand computer science. You can get a job.
Because you're racist.
Computer.
That's why you understand it.
Yes. I think I've talked to you before. Your voice sounds familiar. But as a philosophy major, who's hiring philosophers? Is there somewhere you just sit, they'll pay you just to kind of...
I think the only job you can get is to become a professor and teach other people the useless thing you learned.
Right.
I did philosophy because I just really loved it, and it was strangely good training for stand-up comedy because it's
Yeah.
like you have a problem, you have a thing, you approach it from a bunch of different angles and see which way works best or what combination of ways work best. That's kind of how, you know,
Yeah.
you do with jokes and premises and stuff. You just come at it from a bunch of different angles and see, you know, put it all together.
Somebody said that comics are really the last philosophers.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if that's true or not. Show me your philosopher face when you're philosophizing.
This is me wondering about a problem and then figuring it out.
That's your excited look when you solve something?
I didn't solve a big problem. It's very small.
Another supposition for you.
Yes.
Suppose a baby squirrel fell from the tree.
Uh-huh.
What would you do?
How bad is it?
We don't know.
Is it gonna be okay?
We don't know. It's not moving much though. And it's got a knife in its back.
Oh, like a little squirrel knife?
A little squirrel knife.
Or is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then you know what? I'm like, you guys have your own thing going on. You guys figure it out. The squirrel police will. I don't want to step in the middle of that. That's not my jurisdiction. If a human baby fell out of a tree with a knife in its back, I'm calling 911.
You have been on many lists. You have been on the 10 comics to watch list.
Oh.
You've been on the 10 rising comics to watch. You don't want to be on the 10 comics that should have made it list.
No. Well, I will say that there was a good 5 years where I was on every like upcoming comedians list, and I was like, this. At some point, it's starting to feel bad.
And when are you going to get there?
Yeah, it's like finally made it list. When does that
Top
happen?
10 comic about to make it.
Those-
Very close. Time listed you as part of the 100 most influential people of the year.
Yeah.
Since that came out, do you see ways that you have influenced people? Are people dressing like you now? Are they growing beards?
No, I mean, that was a pretty, well, you know what? People got upset at me because people were obviously always upset at those lists, but people were like, Putin's not on the list and you are? And I'm like, I'm not. I don't want to piss him off. He should be on it before me. You know, you look at that list and there's a lot of great people on it and then some people who are not great, but who've certainly influenced the world.
Yeah.
But I remember people were specifically upset that I was on it and Putin was not on it. They were like, Putin's publicist was beside himself.
What's it feel like being in your 40s now?
Well, I just hit 40.
Yeah.
You know, honestly, I was a little afraid of it.
Yeah.
I've always felt like for my age that I hadn't like accomplished enough, you know? I always felt like, by this age I should have done more. But I honestly feel a little more comfortable with myself. Actually, since I hit 40, because there was this big thing coming up.
Yeah.
And now it just feels sort of like, I feel more like myself, if that makes any sense. I feel like...
You know what? There's something to surrendering to anything.
To giving up.
To giving,
Right.
I don't know if giving up is
Yeah.
the same as surrendering.
Oh no, I've given up and I
You've
feel
given
I'm
up.
so much happier now.
Yes. I mean, I think the surrendering kind of policy works for almost anything that you're fighting.
Yeah, you just kind of have to let it go.
You're just saying, all right already. You know, I'll join you on the bank heist.
Fine, I'll be the getaway driver.
Do you think you're a workaholic?
I think so. But I'm a workaholic in that I don't feel like I've done anything unless I've done something. Like I'm not good at feeling fulfilled without doing something. I feel guilt a lot, I think.
Everybody's got a guy, whether it's a plumber, a lawyer, or a doctor. Who's your guy?
I feel like my thing is that I never have a guy. I'm always like looking
You need a
for-
guy.
I need a restaurant guy.
Oh man.
Whenever I travel, it's like I don't know where to go. But you have good guys?
Yeah, I have my guys.
Yeah.
I have my guys.
Let me see what good guy I got.
Phil Rosenthal is a good restaurant guy.
Great restaurant guy.
Yeah.
But I feel bad because he's the nicest guy in the world. But I feel bad because I feel like everybody probably asks him, right?
He loves it.
I
He
run
loves
into
to give
him
out
at
that
restaurants.
information.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I went to Italy a couple years ago, a little town. He goes, "You've got to eat at this place called Nanjiani's."
Nanjiani's.
Thanks, Kumail Nanjiani. What a great guy. And a great Italian restaurant, Nanjiani's. And what a thrill it must be to be selected by Time Magazine to be on their 100 most influential people list. Man, take that, Putin. I wonder if English muffins are honored to be on my grocery list. And Milk is all upset. Oh, why didn't I get on there? Thanks for joining my hike. I hope I've influenced you to subscribe and turn on notifications and to check out my next hike. Happy trails. You're wearing contacts?
Yeah.
I can't even tell.
Yeah.
You can't tell, man.